No, maybe it wasn't in mine.
Wow, and you both gave me shit for it then.
No, I'd never give you shit over the fog.
All of the leper ghost things are really cool looking. The scene toward the end where they're all like reaching slowly through the stained glass windows of the church is really cool and creepy. And it's another movie with no happy ending.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the third act is the only thing I think that's great about that movie.
Really?
Yeah, the first two acts are just I don't know the pacing and
I think
we've talked about that before though.
Yeah.
But I would give The Fog like 8.5.
Yeah, that's what I was going to give mine.
8 for me. Next
in 81 is Escape from New York.
Just recently watched that again.
The first,
So did I.
The first real collaboration between Carpenter and Russell.
And a great movie.
Yeah, very cool. Very original action film, sci-fi sort of. Really cool characters and iconography and set design, and the score is amazing.
Yeah, I was just about to say the score is great.
Yeah, score's awesome.
They used to
And he does that in concert.
They used to use one of the
fucking Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, Crime Stoppers.
Is that just a Michigan thing? Because it was all Michigan. It was in
I'm
this
wondering
area.
about that.
Probably.
So this is lost on our listeners if you're not from Michigan. But we had this local thing called Crime Stoppers, and it'd have that.
Yeah, it would talk about like a crime that was committed and show the criminal, and in the background it would play
the whole time.
Yeah, it would. Dun, dun, dun,
yeah, then they revise it later in the movie. It's they change it up in the movie. They play it twice, but
that I remember the first time I saw Escape from New York, I was like, "What the fuck?" I distinctly remember thinking.
Well, there's a lot of crime going on, and
yeah, I thought the same thing because I had seen Crime Stoppers so much. Then watched that, I'm like, no shit.
I guarantee.
No, but that's one of the things that makes this my second favorite John Carpenter film is that. It does make one of the most pertinent social commentaries out of all of his films.
Yeah.
Aside from and it's a common theme that he comes back to a lot. People of low income and what they have to resort to survive.
And then also how important the politician is compared to the proletariat. Yeah.
Definitely. Sure. Yeah. Carpenter had just as much to say as let's say George Romero. As far as social commentary goes in a lot of his films.
I got you.
Escape from New York also gave us one of the coolest characters, too, and Snake Plissken is awesome.
Which is spin off to a really good PlayStation game.
Metal Gear.
Solid.
Oh, yeah.
Solid Snake.
It was good for a bit. But.
Right.
If you haven't seen Escape from New York, then go watch it.
If it would have been considered horror, it would have definitely been in my top 100.
I don't know. This has nothing to do with anything but that fucking guy with the mohawk, the bad guy. When I was a kid, he was like my favorite dude ever. I thought he looked so cool.
Lots of good casting in this one as well between Kurt Russell and Lee Van Cleef and Donald Pleasance. Some big heavies there. Fucking Ernest Borgnine and Isaac Hayes.
Oh, I forgot about Isaac Hayes.
And Adrienne Barbeau and Harry Dean Stanton. I mean, that's quite a roster right there. Really original script.
I would probably give this one a 9.5.
I give this one a 9.5.
9.
Next up in 1982 is The Thing, which we just talked about.
Like a lot.
A bunch in the last episode.
Thinged out, bro.
If you want to hear what we think about The Thing, go and listen to our last episode, the Top 25.
And if you want to hear about what I think about your thing, send it at Snapchat and I'll tell you.
Yeah, send us nudes to whatever fucking email address Scott was rambling on.
Oh, yeah. Go back to the plugs and then send your nudes.
So next in 83, we have Carpenter's Token King adaptation, Christine. I like, but I don't love. I mean, I don't know. It seems like we've been over this a few times, but the killer car thing is not effective.
Dude, I don't watch Christine as that. I don't watch it as a possessed car. But he's a possessed kid.
Even as a story about obsession and just slow lapse into insanity is, I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah, but I still enjoy this one a lot, but it's mainly based off nostalgia for me and my brother always watching it.
The score is great. Some of the effects are excellent.
The car itself is awesome.
Jason Mellon from Back to School as Arnie.
Yeah,
What's his name? Arnie.
Yeah, Arnie.
What's wrong with Back to School? Rodney Dangerfield. It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I guess it's all right.
Oh, Rodney's here. Sweet. What do you think? What do you give this score, Rodney?
I'm dead. What do you want from me? Why don't you leave me alone?
Wow.
I'm trying to give you some respect for once.
No, don't go stealing my bits now.
You almost sound like a Jewish Rodney Dangerfield, like a super Jew Rodney Dangerfield.
Fred Flintstone. Oh,
Yeah. What movie are we talking about?
Christine.
Christine. Oh, I give Christine an 8.25.
Christine.
Yeah. I give it an 8.25
16. I give it like a 7.25 or 7.5.
Damn, man. What do you give that cough? I give it a 4.
That wasn't
I give that a
great.
weak one.
It was a little
2.
weak, yeah.
That sneeze, I give a 10.
No, that sneezes.
So next in 1984, we're going Starman with Jeff Bridges.
Yep, it's been a while since I've seen it.
I have not seen this film in like 20 years,
And I haven't
maybe
watched
even
it.
30. I don't even know. I
It's-
don't remember anything about it except for like
The deer scene.
Yeah, the amazing deer resurrection scene.
What's that director Nichols who did Mud and Ryan Nichols? Midnight Special. Did you see that? Or is that what it's called?
I have no
I've only
idea.
seen
It's-
seen Mud.
It's pretty much like lifted. They lifted up. They lifted from Starman.
Yeah,
They're
it's about
protecting
an
yeah,
alien who falls in love.
and they have to protect him from the military. I remember enough to score it. I would.
It just seems like kind of a ripoff of E.T. It's like his revenge against E.T. for ruining the thing or something.
That's funny. If you thought about it that way, that's
Like,
pretty.
fuck
hilarious.
you guys.
Here's an alien, but it's just a regular looking guy, bitch.
I'll show you a heartwarming alien movie.
Oh, I didn't even mention. I just watching. I just watched a thing with John Carpenter fucking called Rob Zombie a shithead. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
He's like fucking. If you're asking me about the film, though, he's like, he pretty much said it sucked. He shit all over it because I guess Zombie shit on him for.
Well, and I guess John Carpenter came back and responded and said they're actually good friends and talk on the phone all the time. But who
That's
knows?
weird. Why would
That
anybody
sucked.
want to talk to John or Rob Zombie regularly?
I was gonna get pissed. You said John at first.
Right.
All right, what are we up to next?
Next in 1986 is Big Trouble in Little China. Where are we going to score Starman? I can't really give it a
I
score.
give it a 7.
I can't remember it enough to give it a score.
I give it a dash mark.
I need to rewatch it. I know that much. There's
Yeah,
a
it's a
copy up at
Carpenter
Disc
movie.
Replay for like $12. I just don't want to pay for it.
$12.
Yeah, that's a bit much
Yeah,
for
no shit.
Starman.
Should be $1.99.
I don't know how easy it is to find. It probably wasn't like a high run title. They probably only made 1,000 or 2 of them. But anyway, 86 Big Trouble, the second collaboration between, or the third collaboration between John and Kurt on the big
Actually,
screen.
wouldn't it be 4?
On the big screen.
Oh, okay.
Another fairly original John Carpenter film. This one, a lot of his films are just love letters to things that he was influenced by. Like the Thing is it's his love letter to 50s sci-fi. Halloween is his love letter to Giallos, and Big Trouble is his love letter to the Kung Fu brother, the Shaw Brothers Kung Fu films and stuff. So Jack Burton, trucker guy.
Such a great character.
Basically, just Kurt Russell channeling John Wayne into a character that
A bumbling buffoon
that I don't hate with everything in my being.
Quentin Tarantino did press for Hateful Eight, and someone asked him. I don't know. It might have been on Howard Stern. I don't remember, but someone asked him what Kurt Russell was really like. He's like, "Did you ever see Big Trouble in Little China?" He's like, "That's Kurt Russell."
Well, Kurt Russell is a conservative, so he probably is kind of
and he's a loudmouth. That's what he is.
Yeah,
saying.
he's probably like a bumbling blowhard type. So
I don't know if he is or not. Yeah, he probably is. Even though he's a goddamn American treasure.
Yep.
Oh, sure. As far as actors go,
God, he's like,
no.
he's so like, not a lot of people talk about him as a great actor. It's just, he's a great character, but in all of his movies, but he's actually just a phenomenal actor.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But yeah,
There should be a Kurt Russell Day.
I agree.
I don't know about all that.
But yeah, I love this character of Jack Burton just because he's kind of like the sidekick the whole movie.
Big Trouble's a lot of fun. The effects are
Awesome.
Awesome.
Dude.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's
great.
incredibly entertaining. It doesn't really.
Creature effects are fucking sweet too.
Yeah, the weird like
wolf thing.
yeah
it
looks kind of like the Bebop Rocksteady thing.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, but
Turtles,
in the whole fucking Chinatown mythos, what are their werewolves doing? I don't know.
Yeah, it was balls out, just weird, and I loved
Yeah,
it.
this movie creates like a ridiculous amount of iconography in an hour and a half. Like all of the characters, like who are the masters of
Oh yeah, like the ones that end up being like basically Raiden.
Yeah, the three dudes that inspired Raiden. I can't remember what their characters are called, but
did they inspire Raiden, or they're like based off of folklore?
Maybe that could be.
That's
too.
what I was trying to figure that out when I was watching it, but I didn't look it up, so I was figuring it out in my head.
Yeah, even
so I got nowhere.
Lopan.
Even Lopan kind of reminds me of Shang Tsung.
Lopan is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, tons of Mortal Kombat is lifted from Big Trouble. There's no doubt about it. The real problem with the film is Kim Cattrall.
Yeah, I didn't think she was too bad.
Shut up. She's bad. She's not good. She shouldn't be in it.
Yeah, this is like one of my top 5 Carpenter films.
That's ridiculous.
It's my top 5.
Are you serious?
What's wrong with
awesome.
it?
It's nothing's wrong with it really, but it's a lot of fun. But it's definitely not top 5.
Oh, it's definitely top 5 for
You
me.
guys are fucking bonkers.
You're
It's
bonkers.
better than The Fog.
You're out of your goddamn mind.
I don't see where you're coming from on this.
You're crazy.
You're way off.
No. The Fog is way better.
You don't have to lie on the podcast and tell people that I'm crazy and stuff. It's stupid. That's a lie. It's a fucking blatant lie.
Two against one, Randy. I think Big Trouble deserves
Your
to be in
vote
top
doesn't
5.
count, though.
Oh, my vote totally counts.
You've seen half of these films we've named off.
Well, the ones that I haven't seen are the ones that you're going, I don't remember. I haven't seen that in like 20
shut
years.
up.
So
I was
fuck
talking.
you guys.
I was in depth on Elvis, so I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, that's about it.
Dark Star a little bit too.
Big Trouble 7.75.
Big Trouble 9.
Yeah, 9.
Wow.
That is ridiculous.
Okay.
Hold on, pause. Go ahead.
So moving on to 1987, we come to our first feature film of the evening, Prince of Darkness.
Yep. So we are not talking about this. It's top secret.
Yep. Hush, hush.
Next.
We'll talk about it later.
Oh, we're gonna. Okay, we're doing.
We're not
that.
going to cover. Yeah, we're going to cover our 3 at the end.
Right. Okay, so up next in '88 is They Live.
Such a fun movie.
Carpenter's action, sci-fi, horror. I don't know. I guess that encompasses everything that it could be categorized under.
Well, you said his biggest social commentary was on what movie?
I would say like this one or
We already covered it. It was just a minute ago.
yeah. Fuck no, I can't remember.
Oh, Escape from New York?
Oh, yeah, Escape from New York.
This is more social commentary.
Yeah, sure.
This more pertinent anyway.
Yeah, it's really pertinent to the times, the recession in the 80s, and homelessness, and another theme that we'll talk about later, the homelessness thing. But the way that society views the homeless, and the way that law enforcement treats the homeless, and the way that high society thinks of the rest of the world or low-class people.
Which I'm still convinced that it's still aliens, dude.
You think
because of this movie.
You think like the Rothschilds and
No.
the Rockefellers are aliens?
No, reptilian maybe. Reptoids. Reptoids for sure.
Cold-blooded.
Like V for Victory.
You know David Icke, the dude from Britain?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. He's a big media guy over there, and he's gung-ho about reptoids.
Oh.
But he makes a lot of points, but the reptoids throws all of his points off.
Some interesting casting in this one. It was becoming kind of a popular thing at this juncture to cast wrestlers in films.
Yeah, it was
Roddy Piper.
No Holds Barred.
I think No Holds Barred predates this one.
Yeah.
But so Roddy Piper does a fairly good job throughout the film in any scene where he's not having to like emote really.
Yeah, having a fit or something.
Well,
he just goes back to his wrestling persona.
The scene where he's like talking about when he was a kid and like his dad holding the knife up to his throat and stuff it's not great, but it's not terrible either. So
yeah, I'll say he's probably one of the better wrestlers of that era.
Rest easy, Roddy.
yeah, Piper did a really great job in most of that film, like a really great job. All of the like the rhetoric, like Carpenter let him come up with a lot of his own stuff. That chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Well,
thing,
yeah,
that was him. You know?
That's him in wrestling, though.
Sure, yeah, and that's one of the reasons that
Piper's Pit.
He picked him to play Nada. I think the character's name is Nada. And Keith David.
Yep, Keith David.
Their chemistry is fantastic.
Greatest fight scene.
Not David Keith.
Yeah, the fight scene is legendary to the point where like South Park. Yeah.
The handicap war.
The only thing that's really, I mean, like obviously the alien race as a whole is like the villain in this film, but there's no clear villain.
Right.
There's no one villainous character.
Yeah,
Which
that makes it a lot fucking cooler to me.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It's just a whole civilization of bad people instead of just
Well,
one.